For the love of cars. Hi, Arthur again. So, remember how last time in the previous video I told you there are so many things you can do at home and you don't need to go to the petrol station? Well, today we're going to cover one of the things that normally what you see, what you call service, or what you should call engine oil change. Normally when you go to a petrol station, the biggest thing they do is change your engine oil, right? So we're going to do this right now and you will see what we do. But first of all, you need to go to your car dealership or petrol station and buy these supplies. You need an oil filter. The oil filter basically serves as a filtration system. It filters the oil to make sure that dirty particles don't go to the engine, right? It's here, you can see. I bought it from a Shell petrol station. I'm a Shell fanatic. You need engine oil. So most of the cars use 4 liters, especially the small cars. I use Shell Helix XHX5. This one can take you for 5,000 kilometers, but when I do service, I put 4,000 kilometers and I leave an extra 1,000 to make sure that I'm safe. You need a service tag. Now the service tag is what usually they use to write, for example, when you did the service, the mileage the car was at when you did the service, the engine oil type used, what you did, and so on and so forth. And then you can put, calculate and see what mileage you will do the service next. Now we're going to. You also need a spanner, 14, to unscrew the nut down there. Because the nut down there covers the hole where the oil drips from, so you unscrew. I'm going to take you through the steps briefly before we start doing them. So step number 1, you will open the engine oil cap, the cover. This is where the engine oil is poured through. You'll open the cap and leave it open, just like that. Second step will be to unscrew the nut down there to make sure that the oil can actually drip. And then the third step would be to remove the oil filter. Okay, so I'm going to go through those, and then afterwards we'll go back the other way around. We put the oil filter, the new oil filter, screw back the nut, and then replace the oil and so on. So we're going to go through that briefly. We've already done that. So we'll go down here. Come with me. We'll go down here and unscrew the nut. Now remember, at home you will not have this. So what you'll have to do, you'll have to raise your car using your car jack. So you'll go down here and the nut is down here. So what you will do is you'll get your spanner 14 and so as you can see, the oil is pouring. This is the nut I was telling you about. Now this nut helps you make sure that the oil doesn't pour. Now as you can see, we're letting the oil go down. So the next step we're going to do is remove the old oil filter. So this is the old oil filter. See, there is oil coming out. Yeah, so you remove the oil filter, the old one, and drop it wherever. So that's the first thing we do, and we'll let the car sit for like 15 to 30 minutes and we'll come back. So 30 minutes, we'll be coming back. It has been 30 minutes. This is what we're going to do. We're going to replace the nail. This is the first thing we do. We replace the nut, and then we replace the oil filter. The way we removed it last time, you get the nut. Make sure it's tight, and then you get your oil filter. Now that we have literally done everything down there, we have replaced the nut, we have replaced the oil filter, the last step will be to pour in the new engine oil. You have to be very careful for it not to spill. Remember, we left the cap open. You have to make sure that it doesn't spill. Yeah. Make sure that you put everything, because if they say a jerry can is 4 liters, it's definitely 4 liters. And if your car takes 4 liters of oil, it definitely takes 4 liters of oil. So basically that's what we need to do, and then you replace the cap. The last thing I want you to do is to make sure that the oil is at the level where it's supposed to be, as it depends on which car your car is. This is when the oil is full, when the car has not been running. So once you put the oil, you need to make sure that that's exactly. So that's exactly what we need. So that's all you need to know.